Today we'll be probably doing a lot of the multiplayer NPC code for the multiplayer base of HL2MP. I currently have the model loader project loaded. It'd be nice to have GLTF support in source. So when you compile the source shaders, the standard ones, all of them, I ran into a gotcha with the sprite card shader. So I might just multi-do a bunch of things. But first I just want to set up the standard workflow and show how I do the multiplayer. Because I've done it before, so I might as well teach it and how you do the multiplayer. There's a few things about it that kind of have to talk about. The performance. So if you have a bunch of NPCs and it's multiplayer, guess what happens? The C++ programmer is first exhausted porting it. That's not the important part. The important part is the network, I guess, code is not that optimal or something, and you see the net graph. So I'm not sure if that was also because I had CrimeWars maps with a bunch of physics in them, and I just tried to do everything on my prior version, which I'm kind of recoding and stuff. Alright, so let's open the main document here. My main document is adding C code notes. Is this the one? Yeah, okay. So this is how I'm doing this. So we could also use WinMerge. We'll just open it for a second. Let it cook up. So we're using this 2035, and I keep making new CrimeWars projects, and it's kind of everything's all over the place. I kind of wanted to work on the GTA mode and other stuff, and I kind of go all over the place. Sometimes the streams actually help me more concentrate on one area, where I'm trying to concentrate on way too many areas instead of working on the assets, which is just like making Gmod workshop stuff. But I don't know. There's kind of like these two infighting things going on in source for me, and that's AI generated content versus Blender modeling human content of like PS2 era type optimization. I guess Half-Life 2 would be like a PS2 era type quality, where it's kind of good. Well, in some standards it's kind of mild already, compared to like these new games coming out. Like, what was that game? Something about like Goth 1 Remake, I think was the one. It's like 60 gigs. It requires like a good computer, and all of the electronics manufacturers have upped their prices on everything, including RAM. So all of a sudden there's like a big market for source because, or source 1, and then less market for source 2 type content, because if you're gonna make the next Doom on Unreal Engine 5, and it's gonna use all the resources, and your Android phone is just gonna almost like fight itself with lag not to start on fire. Yeah, like you could run source. It's one of the other things I'm thinking. It's like I have my laptop also. Oh yeah, this is the database I'm making for like the match history. I'm really looking forward to just doing a bunch of different projects, maybe even doing stats and database through the Steam API or through the MySQL on a VM server. I don't know if the laptop's booted, but basically I connect into a Linux environment and compile source how no user does on his source SDK, and it's an older version. I believe it's a 2007 derivative, so there is some differences. One of the differences I remember when I tried to port some code, and I just ended up fighting the sprite render system,
and I tried to port it into the newer version, and everything is supported on the older version, and turn it into be slop. Slopping meaning like human uncalculated move slop, where like you're kind of coding into errors. You're just like, you keep coding and you have to recode everything, and you're just, all you're really doing is coding it up to the highest level of what source is. And you're kind of porting that C++ from like C++ what it was during the 2010 era, 2013 era, up to the 2022 era, and you're like, what the hell is going on here? And you get really confused, but you learn C++ pretty well. So, yes, we've loaded the CrimeWars. It's kind of like a clean Half-Life 2 MP project if you were just to go to GitHub and do git clone of the source SDK. Sorry, I have a lot of stuff open. It rebooted when it booted up my computer, it booted up all my old tabs open. So I just left them open. So if you do git clone recursive submodules, kind of like I have on the screen, I'll just search for git source SDK 2013, because they keep updating little things. If you really look all the time, like an OCD person, and you hit the issues tab, there is things that they're working on. Any physics 64 crashes to place when vehicles are not model scale 0. Okay, so this is another thing I'm working on is jolt physics, replacing the just horribly old physics from Havok, which you have to pay a 25K license for some reason. I don't even know why they make you like scare you with that. It's kind of like unfortunate. Even if your mod does like do well, I don't know why they take all that money from you. It's just like go and just maybe implement the Jolt one, or make your own physics engine. But I'm not going to talk about that and its political sourceness for now. Okay, so we could see here that 7 months ago, they've updated some stuff in the TF branch, and I've messed with the TF branch. It's pretty cool. It's a nice branch. It's a nice branch to kind of take what they've implemented in Steam. It's like a Steam tutorial branch. It's kind of like the Steamworks Space War example. Alright, so let's just start working on. Alright, I need CCub mod loaded. I don't have it loaded yet. Yeah, so check out also the CCub mod. Where is it? CCub mod source SDK Git repo. It still exists. Yeah, it's this one. It's it's whozm's Git repo. And so this one was updated like a million years ago. Oh no, 2 months ago he did a readme patch. No, I am deleting the old source SDK files from my Google Drive. I'm uploading the original files. Unfortunately, it was too large. Yeah, and basically he says, so I use 7-zip to split it. I don't know where they are, and it's like, if you just code port this, yeah, you could just run it. And so this has Portal Gun. There's some pretty cool repos on GitHub, but we're not going to get into that also. Because like, there's so many rabbit holes in Source that we have to avoid rabbit holes. Sorry, the washing machine is at full power. This is a really cool, like, I need to record this sound for like the game. It's a really good background sound. I keep forgetting like just certain sounds, like the sound of the AC outside unit working is actually a good sound. So it has most of the basic stuff you would find on when you search this. You search Valve, multiplayer, NPCs, something, SDK, or yeah, fixing AI and like this is what we're doing today, fixing AI in multiplayer.
And so they give you a rundown of what you need to do. You need to put all the AI relationships, like you usually do this in the game rules file, but you really pollute the crap out of it, which is bad. Like I want to refactor that and move that somewhere. But that's because I have a look ahead. I know what I think I know what I'm doing, but yeah, there's so much stuff to look at. Like there's prediction system, which is good to have for lag and some other crap. And then there's ignite. There's all these like rabbit holes. Um, yeah, and without having to like go down like the weapon rabbit hole of the act tables, and then there's the episodic rabbit hole. And then there's the I guess there's the portal rabbit hole and relationships you can have and vehicles with drivers and uh, it's good that I'm just like stopping myself because I get all excited and yeah, just the main rabbit hole we're concerned with is compiler work and game work. That's it. Because there's just so much crap. Okay. After we clone that CCub GitHub repo, we can open it, and that's all we care about. All we're going to care about is that we have Notepad++ to help us. And let's open some file, like AI hint. Like we just need to open some folders. Open container path. Oh yeah, we haven't even opened the project yet, but let's open AI hint with Notepad++. New instance Notepad. Because we don't want like Visual Studio to just like kill our RAM. Even though I should have bought like another set of RAM for this computer. I have like one thing. Maybe that's what I should buy instead of going for a video card and another system. Just reward myself with another set of RAM and maybe then a hard drive. But yeah, that way. Even though I kind of don't need it. But who knows? Whenever I open Firefox, it'll lag, I think, with any amount of RAM. It's just like, who cares? Alright, so we have the CCub project. It has these two, why do I say two? Oh, because there's a general one and then there's just some other ones. It has the shared defs file, which is shared obviously by the client and the server. And it is responsible for like everything. No, well, kind of. What it does is it just if defs out and in the functionality being compiled into the game client and game server logic stuff. And I shouldn't just open random shit because it clutters things. Yeah, we're gonna have to open this and declutter. But basically, I think it's called ccub_share defs, and I've called mine something else custom. That's why this is so long to get into. It's just like, blah. Well, source is always like this. It's like, oh, go to file such and such, change this, blah, blah, blah. It takes like forever. Alright, so this might be open in the other project somewhere. I hope. Okay, I called it CrimeWars ccub share defs defs.h. And basically, we have the ccub mob __ enable _ fix multiplayer _ AI, right? And so whenever this is defined, allow player models and vehicles. So I'm not using any of that. ccub enabled fix multiplayer AI, define. If def ccub multiplayer AI. So I'm adding this everywhere. Why do I only have one of these? I should have more. Uh-oh. So if I search this within this project, obviously I'm going to get a lot of hits. Should I do entire solution or current or client or whatever? Let's just do entire. So it's everywhere. It's just there is just 718 hits, matching files 109. So I have done already about 10 files. And that's how I'm kind of measuring my progress. So I'm making like progress slowly. I'm just like
turtling, slugging along, but it's working. That's the key. It's like to doing this. It's a very. It's not as exciting as just adding some new features to the engine. Let's search this with entire solution. What I've done, yes. So I have it in 15 places, 15 files, and that's what my file says. My notepad file that I've marked which files I've done, and then I put OK. If I put something else, then OK, it means there's a note, there's some sort of miscellaneous thing. So I think AI relationship is okay. We'll double check AI relationship first. We'll just be like, because what I would do is I would load the files like this. This one from this project from CCub. Have one instance Notepad++ cloned. And this is the magic to do this. I don't know why I'm just telling this to the whole world. Okay, but whatever. Okay, and then you open these two C++ files from these two projects, and this is how you code merge. You have to have the compare plugin, and then you compare. So if they're identical, we're good. If they're not, so I didn't do this one maybe. Uh-oh. So this is the one in my new source-sdk updated thing. So what it has to do, it has to get the local player. If it's the server version, because note that this AI relationship is a server code. So what this means is that when the next global time, the next thing will be the next global time. So here's one of the problems with this is you start like looking at the logic and start trying to figure out what the C++ is actually doing. And it's a little better just to zombie through this, just following, I want to say, my procedure, or just this merging procedure. And okay, and so on the single player side, what it really needs to do is it has this stupid function that we never want to call on multiplayer called AI is single player, because we are not single player, so we don't want to call this on multiplayer server. But whenever this is around, it means that there's something to do with probably NPCs. Anyway, this is how I do it. I just take this, copy paste, and I just check if the single player code is matching, just so I have a really clean code base to where like this will compile in single player, this will compile in multiplayer, or something like that's the theory. And so we can see right here on the compare nav bar graph, I'm pretty much matched up. So that means it's okay. There's nothing else I need to really change in this. I mean, you could go and you could read the code and try to modify it and everything. And that's the problem. It kind of comes later. But that's why you have this notepad. This notepad file. So you see everywhere where you can modify later the AI NPC code. We have to kind of define what AI means. It means like the built-in system Valve provided. It doesn't mean learning language model or reinforcement learning, even though it could mean that too. Meaning that you could add it. Like I'm trying to add the language model, but I first need to do this. Like there's no point of adding the language model feature if it's not in multiplayer already with the new SDR Steam sockets and everything in the new version. So this has to be grinded through first. So we stopped at AI utils. We've just done AI relationships, which is just easy copy paste. Let's save this. Every time I modify this, I save it. So here I made the note, okay, this is going to be my main file, this shared defs. Let's try to compile this for fun. So in this shared defs, we kind of, I think, need to define iron set enable. This is kind of how the SDK version worked. We enabled like classes and iron sites and stuff. And I might go do that later in later stream. So what if we enable this and compile server? The server has most of the NPC code. AI NPC code. Multiplayer AI NPC code. I just want to see if it compiles. Alright, well that's like compiling. Let's look at what we find here. What did we find? Where we left off. Where we left off, and you'll find yourself doing it like this. Ah, crap. Okay, whatever. We found 107 matches, and first I started with C-based entity, I believe. No, I didn't. I started with util, and util shared. Base AI NPC. Yeah, I started with that one because I knew that from the other fix, that's where it's like the most. Yeah, base AI NPC, and I started making notes, and then I was like, no, this is too much. But these notes are actually good. The fact that we have this lag compensation manager thing, and this portal simulation, and portal physics environment manager. So we know base NPC, C++, and base NPC .h, okay, I guess. Util and shared util we'll have to take a look at. I think those are big ones. Okay, so base NPC is okay. It starts at base NPC, then it goes to behavior, schedule, fear, behavior, fear, behavior, follow, because the NPCs can follow you. They can lead. They can stand off, which is kind of like fighting or something. They can hint. It makes them go into certain poses. There's this map example on the wiki. AI plane solver. Some sort of like tracer. AI relationship. It's like when they hate or dislike you. Why is after plane solver? Okay, plane solver AI script conditions. Why is relationship like right here, but it's not here? Oh well. Let's just go to script conditions, AI speech. It's okay, and AI utils. We just did. A util.c++ is next after you. Okay, this is an interesting place to start. Okay. So this is the C-Cub project, right? It should be. So this is how we do it. Open containing folder, util, open a notepad, move to new instance. Let's write this util.c++ in here. It's just like taking notes and just keep going. It's like it's code merging. It's like code merging is the answer to make NPC work. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of good in a way. So this is the. I think I already did this because I see that this is the CrimeWars. That's why it wasn't matching, because we're searching the CrimeWars. Okay, let's go to the C-Cub one and then standoff, plane, relationship condition, AI speech, AI utils. Base combat character should be our next one, actually. Because if we open the C-Cub mob version, yeah, if we open this, we open util. So util.c++, yeah, these files should match. Let's compare them. Oh, sometimes I did a few C++-ish things. This looks the same.
Some of the stuff got updated in the SDK, and I followed their updates. See how here they're using partition with pointer arrow. Here I'm using colon partition pointer arrow. I guess that signifies that we're using the local var. Like, what the hell does this signify? Whatever, but it does something C++ new. A VM script equals 0 VM script game listener. So it has this VM script thing in here. This used to be a const char. Now it's a const char. It used to be just a char pointer, which is better. It's like cleaner. It's like more safer and stuff. Okay, strip detail token got updated. Before it was this and equal sign thing. Plus plus I now. And it was before I plus plus. Like, go figure. Okay. Before we had next token, now we don't or something. Slightly modified str token does not modify input string, does not skip over more than one separator time, allows parsing strings. We just need to do like 10 of these. And this one we probably don't need to do. Okay, debug overlay stuff. Interesting. I don't even know if I worked with this file or messed with it. Dispatch spawn. Alright, this is where get util listen host. Okay. If and def get the local player on a listen server. This is only for multiplayer. We should insert this. If not defined, then assert. Do we want it to assert anyway? No. Why? Because we just get these stupid errors when it calls this. We don't want that to happen. Alright, this util get nearest visible player is like an important function. And the important thing to say about it is that you might need to like make your own type functions like this. And careful how this is being called. But usually it doesn't, you don't run into it unless you really want to like modify the crap of it. Util get player by name, util get player by user ID. It doesn't have this anymore. Interesting. It's nice to have those. We'll just keep this open. Should I just like put this here? It's nice to have those. Fuck. It's like all the sources. Get by user ID, get by name. The problem with this, it's not a UTF. By that I mean it's not encoded character. Damn it. By user ID it's fine. But what if the player reconnects and we save this info? Shit. Stupid ass engine code. Like this shit right here. That makes me mad, but whatever. Let's just put that in. Just so it's there. Because I believe it's being called somewhere with the other multiplayer code. Let's see what the errors were. Okay, and find, we're gonna have to do base combat character next. Did we open it? I believe we opened it. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Okay. We have to see what the errors were and then open base combat character somehow. It's hard to do that because the errors kind of sideline you. Okay. It says local function definitions are illegal. Ah, shit. Okay. I broke it. That's what happened. If and def. I must have missed an if def somewhere. What is the thing say? Okay, this defines this. Let's just search this. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's, I don't know, maybe good. That's good, that's good. That's good. We're only like 3,000 lines into the file. Fucking file. I didn't even notice that, but it seemed good. That looked weird, but whatever. It's somewhere. Somewhere here, obviously. So if it's a multiplayer mod, then get nearest player. If it's not a multiplayer mod, get AI single player. 5 times 12, that's like some stupid ass distance. And it's trying to get the path. This type of shit I hate. Like the if single line return bullshit. Let's just close that off. This is where the problem is. There's a semicolon somewhere not being fucking closed. Okay, this semicolon is closed. Why is this semicolon not closed? Okay. Where is it being closed? It should be being closed here, right? It should be. But where is it highlighting? Expected declaration. Fuck, I can't see it. But usually I can see shit like this. Okay, it starts even before that. Params. Break into pieces. Just don't want to have to open another project to like compare this again. Okay. Expected declaration again. Where does this start? Like, where does the first error? It's all in base AI NPC. Well, that's kind of good. This is 12,671. Yeah. 12,601. Okay, this is where this starts. This is the problem. This crap. Is player alley. C base AI NPC. We have to go hunt this down. Like, fuck. Oh, okay. So there should be a semicolon right there. I think that's the only issue. That like broke everything. Okay, that looks same, right? There's some sort of spacing issue. I don't like spacing issues. I like them to look exactly the same. And for some reason, this is not enabled. No, it is enabled because I could see this. If and okay, that makes sense. Let's try to compile again. Ah, so annoying. Okay, we have to go open base combat character. What is snappy sync source? Snappy stubs. Internal. Whatever. It looks like we have to compile a bunch more shit to know if it will compile. Okay, whatever. Did we compile the right one? No. Yes, maybe. I don't think so. Whoops. Build this shit. It'd be interesting if the CCup mob compiles. There's another like rabbit hole project. I believe it's like Hammer one. Alright. Oh, util by player is already defined. That's the shit I just added.
I fucked up on that. Whoops. I usually like to just get these linker errors like this so I could actually read them and search the whole code base for them. It is defined probably in a new function somewhere. You could just find it by just go to declaration. Util shared. Now it's in util shared. It used to be just a server-side function, but now it's also a client. Okay, I get it. What I need to do is go back to this file and just. Can I undo this? I can't undo this. I can't. Get player by user ID. I added. Okay, get player by index was there. I believe it was these two, right? Save this and then just recompile. Fuck. So garbage. Yeah, you have to watch out for that. But it's okay. It's like, this is going to happen. There's going to be more linker errors by about 10% than compiler errors. Which is really annoying about source. It's just like, you have to just get used to that. Okay. It compiled. Do I want to test it? Kinda, maybe, not really. Which really says I should. But it's unexpected behavior because I don't have like half the other NPC bullshit, and I don't even have an NPC good test map, which I should make. I should just hammer it out. It's like first thing you gotta do. Make like a map where like the NPC is just like standing there with the gun, then a map where like he's like doing stuff idle, and then like make sure his animations work. Yeah, that's the part I didn't talk about that I should have just started in the beginning of the stream. Is first you gotta like take all the content out of the single player, like the animations. I think I already did that though in the previous stream or something. And port it into a multiplayer source mods folder of your mod. Then you get all the animations on on those characters. I'm not describing it right, am I? And then you open it in Half-Life Model Viewer by adding it into one of the source SDK program directories into your source SDK, so Model Viewer can open it, and then you check the animations and see if it has like the base idle animation where he's just standing there like kind of idle like in Gmod, kind of, and then you know that it's not crapped out. Then you know your animations will work, so you could actually test your. I wanted to say server, but it's actually your server and your client, really, or you're basically AI multiplayer NPC fix code. It's like so much stuff that has to kind of like. So you need the animations, the content to align, and and I forget what else. I think there's like some other. Yeah, hammer map. It's like you got to be like a hammer expert on NPC making and a coder and an animator, QC file expert. And I forget what else. You could also be like flex animation expert and some other crap. Let's just test these DLLs. I don't know what's up with this folder right now. Meaning that I think I have the NPCs in there, recompiled already, cooked. Meaning that they got the animations and everything from the single player. These CrimeWars humans, I rebuilt them. What I did was I decompiled them, and then I recompiled them. I don't think I even got group 3 done. And that's the problem. It's like, they're all like the same, but like you have to compile 3 groups of them. It's so fucking stupid.
It just like kills your motivation and your time, like both. Actor room, script and sequence. AI based on NPC basic. Well, let's just load this map. This map sounds like something we would need right now. Hopefully it just doesn't crash. Okay. Okay, so, oh yeah, and expressions. So, sorry. So expressions, citizen, idle, scared is missing. Alright. Acted sequence invalid, break and debugger. Oh, whoops. We weren't supposed to press that. Maybe we were. Because, let's relaunch this in debugger. The thing I think I forgot to add, which I will have to add in the end, is fixing the model names to use my new models. And then later, you can make your own animations for NPCs from like mesh to motion, or what's that other one? The Maximo from Adobe or something, or make your own and the Blender or something. Like your own custom ones. Just start out with idle and then have run and shoot and stuff. I don't know, like this one guy working on a mod, they're doing like motion capture and fucking crazy ass fucking detail. Alright. We just want like basic functionality here. So, when you load up this file, NPC Citizen, I don't know if I want to go down the rabbit hole, but I want to show at least what I'm talking about. This G underscore pointer string 0 null terminated random heads array male female groups 0 1 0 0 1 again. Oh, male female. I guess it picks group 0 1 more randomly. More occurrence, and group 0 2 and group 0 3 S, whatever, string formatting. And then I would have to change the directory where it's loading from. Instead of model slash humans, it would be model slash crime or humans. And I think I changed this. I did change this. What the fuck? Why didn't it work? Was it the wrong file I copy pasted? Like, what the hell is smoked out here? So when it calls set model, okay, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. Is there a set model function here? There isn't on this crap, but you can make one just so you could break through it. So you don't have to like mix your breaking up with the C-base entity or the C-base flex or whatever. So you have to like break through all that. So it selects the head and all those CZ model name heads. Set model name null string. Assert if it's null. If it's not picked, get the random heads picked around. Oh, this is why. Because this formatting is garbage. Garbage. I found the garbage. Okay. This is where the messed up. I wonder why I didn't find that. Where's the other code? Damn it. Well, I need to change the code and select model. Oh, it's right here. Pre-cache of all type. I changed the pre-cache thing right, but I didn't change select model right. There's like 3 places you gotta change, which is stupid because I really want to write the code for this right now. Really, how this should have been coded is a lot more generically elaborate. Like it should be this, right? So really what it should be is something like define default AI NPC path this shit, right? Then let's search for this because it's like in 3 places and it has to be same because it's pre-caching it and it's setting it. So if they're not matched, or in the older version, if they weren't matched, you were just like in stupid ass land, like just crashing. Oh, this model is COVID and not pre-cached. They're dumbass, and like you don't know why. Yeah, there's the rebel heads, but you want this path to be same. Let's do in the group. Okay. See how that's like you can't read that, but you could just put a comment right here, like that is equal to that. Like that makes it a lot more like stable. So if you go change one thing, you don't have to go in 3 places through this giant like super NPC file. And then later I clone these NPC files and set different models and you hack them. Alright. Let's go open base combat character. It took to this long to just get to this. Oh, and this compiles too, interestingly enough. Okay. Whatever. I don't want to test this in its own DLL thing. Because you would still need to go and change that model, all the model paths, and make sure the animation's right. Do that crap. Okay, AI hint, AI plane solver, AI script condition, AI speech. Okay, so let's say you started at the very top. It would be like util. You would open this file, Notepad++, and you would merge it. Meaning you would make this newer or this older version of the code merged and on an open base combat character. See, this is compiling with Visual Studio 2013. Well, this is being compiled with the compiler 2022. So we need to open base combat character. So if you kind of know source, you can scroll to it and find it right here. There's the base combat character. And I just like, since I have the paths already in my notepad file, I can kind of cheat here. Do this, and then just say, hey, open this file. Util like we did. Util. Let's just put util C++ CrimeWars okay. We had to like go over that one. And we had to take a look at NPC Citizen, which is good. So you know the procedure for that. And basically you just open Crowbar, decompile the models, have this folder with a dump, install GTFscape, and extract everything, which takes gigs. Not much time, and then recompile the models so the animation files point to a different location than the MP files because they collide with each other. Big fucking deal. It's just a lot of work, and HL2, a Half-Life model viewer should help you with that. Figure that out. Well, maybe some hammer. Alright, so this file, is it okay? Not yet. We haven't even done the code merge, but I know we have to. Oh, we haven't opened yet. Okay, so we open the other version, the newer source-sdk version, but it doesn't have the multiplayer merged yet. We can pair them. So I usually have it the other way around, but okay, this one already has this TF2 mesh,
so I could tell this one's probably the newer one. This is the newer. This is the older. Okay, so I like it like this. I like the newer on the. No, it depends how I'm merging, but whatever. I sometimes I like merging into the one on the right, but here the one on the right is the multiplayer, and the one on the left is the newer source SDK. Alright, so CCOP mod fix. We should include MP game rules here. So it calls to dark mode. We also need to make change calls to HL2 game rules and HL2 MP game rules as required darkness mode to work. I don't really give a crap about this darkness mode, whatever it is, and I don't want to rabbit hole into it, so we just include this and forget that we have to like think, because that's bad. That just wastes time. Our goal is just to merge code. That's it. Not think about source coding, which is hard because you kind of like are working on a mod anyway. Then just get all the spacing right, just so it's like same. CCUP mob has Left 4 Dead glow effects. So this glow effect, there's actually a tutorial on how to do the TF2 style one. I don't know if it's the same one. We're not gonna care. I'm just gonna take like a comment and put it into the notepad file. Okay, this is what we messed up on. Like, why is the comment not here? We want this comment. This is a good comment. CCUP mob underscore change me has glow effect style. Is this inside? Let's just add this here. Like, this has to be here too. Base conflict players spawn. Yeah, like if this was a zombie that I made from NPC Citizen, or my own that I'm making from like nothing, he's just a base entity, maybe just make him a base flex, then yeah. Alright, so here we have Half-Life 2 if def Half-Life 2 episodic MP game rules, and this was HL2 game rules. It changed. How would I do this? Because it's in this side, this if def. I want to do it like this. That's how I would do it. I would just leave that, comment it out, put it this shit here. Because it can't call that one, it'll create problems. But this shit right here, if not defined Half-Life 2 and P. Okay, so I won't call this shit. So that's fine. So just like go down the file. Like we're not worried. Try not to worry about the logic right now. Okay, this is just like game rules ammo crap of the nearest player by index. Figure out how much ammo one piece of ammo does in this type of enemy. This is just like a gun stupid thing. It's not stupid. Only if the class type name is SMG. So here you kind of learn that the SMG, like really I should have said like we're going to learn so much about source by going through these files. It's true, yes. And it should be a part of this. But we should also concentrate on getting it done. Because if we don't learn as fast. Alright, here on the newer one, we're firing the game event manager so we can stack stats and keep track of this and run scripts against it with mod. Oh, I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but yeah, this is why we need this. If it's a player that fired this, fire a game event that's called a weapon equipped. Oh, we're just getting a weapon. Alright, so he looted some crap. And then we just put it in Steam inventory and code for 2 hours. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so on the older one, the act count was like 0. But here they have the act count being declared after. So this is the newer, better way because it's safer. Because if table was null,
Yeah. I don't know why they switched the order of these. Oh, because now the activity list uses the act count as a parameter. That's interesting. We have to take note of this. I forget what the other thing we have to take note of. Oh yeah, Left 4 Dead glow effects. This versus this. Semi, comma, Left 4 Dead glow. And like the madness will just continue. Like it, you just continue the madness. Who cares? All right, here we fire event ammo pickup. Cool. We have a new event. If this allows super weapon gravity gun. Will we have super weapon gravity gun? Perhaps. We might just reskin it and re-modify it. We want this code, basically. We're taking it. We are taking this with us. We're eluding this code. Alright, garbage. Just format it right and continue. Because this is 3,148, 3,001. Okay, somewhere along the line, I skewed the code. Was it right here? Yes. We want line to line to match. We just want that. Alright. Does it match? It's funny how it matches, but this one has more stuff in it. I don't know what the fuck. But I guess it's because of the compare, like, fixes that. But it doesn't really match when you reopen the file. Alright, so if it's, like, we have to get nearest visible player if we're missing a target. Because combat character both represents a player or an NPC. Or, a different type of NPC. I don't remember if combat character is a vehicle, but I don't believe it is. Alright, so this has to be replaced. It can be local player because that means one player. Alright, so we did that. This will fix a lot of the combat character stuff. So we're done with this file. And at the end here, the TF2 code requires script get last known area. Oh, so we have this new script function. Base combat characters last known area, return the nav area at occupied null unknown. Oh, this is pretty cool. So we'll write a comment called h, like, we want to be able to use this later for something. Just like ask the AI how to use it and just like try. It has to do with probably a squirrel script, and we probably need that for like making a director for like Left 4 Dead mod or something. Alright, so we're done with base combat character. We're just going to write CrimeWars OK. We'll write this at the beginning and notes after, and then we move on to the next file. So we just did one file. We need to do like another 9, I hope. I'm killing time here, easy. Just bad. Okay, base entity. Oh, fuck. This is a horrible one to do right now because it's so long. It's okay. We will do it. The longer, the better, because then the other ones are like faster to knock out. Like if you do all the hard ones first, you will be happier later. Okay, move this to new instance. Yeah, and we're gonna keep opening Notepad instances, and this is why this requires like a reboot later, because your computer will just be like fried eggs by the end of this. All right, this is C base entity. So we write. It's just really organized to do it like this. I don't know if there's some other way. I mean, I should show you what I could do with this. Is WinMerge is open, and then I compare these two. Like I did a new, and then I tell it I want to compare filter star by star. You could select a filter of C++, but let's just do compare. This should do it. Okay, so it'll also show some stupid ass compiling files and shit.
Obviously, the binaries won't match. They're being compiled with different stuff, and they're different architectures. But it shows you all the folders where there's stuff that's different. All the little lines that are different. And you could kind of hunt down everything that's different from one code base to another. This is a really useful tool for SVNs or SVNers and GitHubbers and anybody that's like merging code. This is like the ultimate tool. It's just like Masochist did all the work for me. Oh wow, everything's different. Cool. What I would look for first is like in the server and in the shared code next, and then in the client, and just see what like everything is different. The SDK folder is the same though. Cool. Nothing changed there. Okay, like in game interface, like what changed? And it basically just did what Notepad++ is doing for me. But the reason I use Notepad++ is like I'm not overwhelmed like I am in this program. Like this program seems to get overwhelmed because you like open like 10 of these tabs, like you just saw like just the whole list of everything. It's like, okay, like good way to go crazy. Like where do you start? Where do you end? That's the problem. You want like just do consistent one thing at a time. That's it. Code merge. Nothing else. Code merge one file, move to the next file. That's why I use the order of through the find. That's how I sort it. Alright, so C-base entity. Have we opened it? I think we did. We need to open it again. That's why I use notepads. So I could just copy paste these paths. Just stay organized by copy paste. Alright, so we see these two files, compare them. And obviously working in compare in Notepad++ is a little better than inside WebMerge. Okay, this side now is, we have to make sure we know which side is what. This is the older one on the right, and the left is the new. Now this new one has this new script get bounce min. This script get bounce min max is like part of the Counter-Strike code base that made it into source. It's when like people were hacking by making the weapons of their players big, so like they could see through walls without using cheats. By cheating by using the big models. It's one of those stupid ass hacks. It's dumb. But that's part of the reason that is like a standard code base now. Without having to just like think about why else you need it for some other things that are not stupid ass hacker based. But I'm just like moving through this really fast. So it's not defined. What are we modifying here? Draw geometry overlays. Okay, yeah. So this will help you visualize, like if you use this debugger tool, there's an NPC debugger tool, and it also crashes like a motherfucker, but it's really nice to enable. Okay, so this has prediction random seed server now. They used to not have this variable, and SV script think interval. New CVAR, I mean convar. They used to call them CVARs in Quake or something. And it has all these damage pointer VM. It creates this V table or var table. I don't know why I called it a V table. It's because in C++, a struct is basically this thing called a V table in memory or something when it compiles it and whatever. And the offset tells you. Okay, this doesn't return the on take damage info. This returns on take damage info, whatever take damage info is returning. Interesting. Okay. So it returns an int. Okay. So I wonder if it's like successful or not. Okay, 0 means it probably didn't pass the tracer and filter and like it didn't hit the thing. So if def, this just says if def fixes seek up mob fixes. Okay. We will fix this. It's z pro. Okay, this is same. If game material equals z. Episodic does something different when advisor's shields are stuck. Interesting. Warp effect. That warp effect is actually kind of cool. It'd be cool to modify that shit. Okay, here we have some damage filter. They just cleaned up the code. Okay, just leave this. It's cleaned up.
Because you see on the left what Valve cleaned up in the newer SDK. And they also cleaned it up not just because to clean it up to make it compliant with the new C++. Like right here, static cast int instead of just, this int. I usually just go like this, but it's better to size cast int. Yeah, because the cast is the size is changing from the integer pointer. So now it's 64-bit, and we're going from an integer pointer to an integer or something. And the event data is just it's just an int. Okay. Not gonna get into thinking about that. Just scroll through. Okay, it's just new crap added. It has to do with script. Script. New script input kill. Okay, that works now. A lot more scripting. Model key values about the model. CC script dump. This is an interesting command. I will save this command. This is a good command. We need to save this. And I believe the parameter is the entity ID or something. Yeah, entity name, class name, or class name. Picks no argument at player looking at, and it just traces to what the player. Okay. Okay. Then here we have util less function. I don't want to put that in because I could already tell it's going to use that same kind of bullshit error that we had last time. Autocomplete input is just cleaned up, right? Yeah, there's like no 2 semicolons at the end. Bullshit. Okay, this is interesting. What the fuck? Auto lock, remove flags, absolute transform dirty, calculate the absolute position. I believe this fixes the car shaking or something, or some sort of shaking of parenting. Oh, this is interesting shit. This is doing like the math. Thread memory barrier. Okay. Looks like it's really good to just mess with the code right here and mess it up. That would really screw up the engine. Okay. Do not touch this part. Just let this matrixy math of parenting go through the thread that they provided, I guess. Okay, this has a cleaner code of set direct, then equal sign. I don't know why they chose that. This has an assert message. Is that it? I thought that was it. Okay. Yeah, because this is scripting. Most of it is just scripting. But I think there was one thing okay, this is multiplayer code. Appends local player criterion. So this is for making him yell medic and like, oh, he died. Now, I agree with the C-Cup mob guy. Put semicolons around this. I need to watch more C++ videos so my C++ vocabulary is a little better. Like, I know what to do, but I don't know how to describe it anymore. Like, I used to know, but it's like, just goes back and forth. There's like so much crap. Alright, the reason, no wait, why was that not a good idea? Like, why, what did I just change? Why? Oh shit, why did I put that? Like, oh, I can't undo. What was the code? Response, get response, result response, size of response, result, AI response, handle the response. I guess that has to be there. Yeah. Whoops. That's like a hard one right there. It's like, what the fuck? CZ response is the... But we already had a CZ... Where does CZ response come from? Because we copied a response. Emit sound response. What the fuck? Shit. Concept name.
We drag the concept in. This is the concept response system. Then, where is CZ response? Like, where did that come from? It's too bad we can't undo. But whatever. Let's just look at the original file. Fuck. Some garbage. So then we have to hunt down where the string came from and make sure it works right. Can't just like guess. Like, all right, concept name. What was it? It was CZ response. Get result pointer. Get response result pointer. It was this shit. I was like, where the fuck does this shit come from? Okay, that makes sense. In this shit, how does he get it? He just does find best response, get response. He does result dot get response, which is find the best response that was found in this bullshit. And in this one, he does get response pointer. He gets this fucking pointer. So we want the new type way. We do not want this. We need it to be like this because we'll just get an error if we don't do it like this. Because yeah, this is cleaner. And that dumps it into the response string. This is how it used to do it. It's just like string manipulation, C code, C++, C code. Yeah, because sometimes the string manipulation code is kind of almost identical in C and C++. Like the custom shit, yeah. Like a lot of times, it's like a lot of the string shit is done by like C-style programmers, and they tend to do their little hacky things, and you have to just like understand what the string manipulation code, like how it merges with the thing, with the compiler and the programming style. Okay, get scripts in. I think we're done. Yes, we're done. Come on, please. Oh, there's more? Fuck. What is this? If it's not player, command must have originating from player. It can't originate from like an NPC. What if an NPC does a command? That's like a good feature. What if NPC does command? It's highly unlikely that you want to do that, but whatever. It's an interesting thought. This is where like you get all your game design features. I didn't want to say that in the beginning of this stream, but I forgot about that. Alright, so we got our... Okay, we rubber stamped this. Rubber stamp complete. Bam. Alright, next rubber stamp thing. See base flex. This looks like a little easier because we have only 2 or 4 or whatever. It's matching pairs, so it's actually 2. We could do it in Visual Studio, but alt-tabbing back and forth is confusing because they're named the same project, and changing the name and doing it. Yeah. Even if you change the name, you'll still fuck up. Well, at least I would. So, the whole thing about this is not to fuck up because you're merging like just a behemoth of code. So why mess up when you can just zombie follow the steps. Doing the same thing, like, nicely while learning. So if you could take these little notes, it's also going to help you later. Alright, so let's just open this file. Did we open it? It doesn't really matter if we did or not. And we just do this anyway. Alright, so open new instance. I think we're on the third file today. Alright. Open the open window, copy paste. Listen to it. Okay, open the other projects file, compare them. So this should be pretty fast. Okay, this is the new, now the newer code is on the right, the older code is on the left. This has some more new script stuff. Now I had a certain message. Oh, something about these layer cycles I remember I had to do. Oh my god. That I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it anyway, and I made it work. Yeah. I feel so sorry for myself right now. From like the horror I did to myself in order to get something to work. That was terrible. It's like pre-AI coding was just interesting. Like you learned stuff that you couldn't learn by just like torturing the shit out of yourself. Trying to get something, knowing that you can get it to work, but you don't know anything about it. And there's nowhere to look. Like there was just like, you know that the code is there, but it's proprietary and they won't give it to you. And they know how to do it. It's like really advanced, but you can't. Alright, what is this? This is the new shit. Predefined flex controller names count. So it has now this count that it used to not have. That's kind of cool. I wonder what it's used for. Oh, it's like used in this little loop. Huh. It's used to do the counting. If the names is the... that's funny. 35. It was just a constant. So what if your flex count wasn't 35 and your shit just fucking blows up? Like, fucking idiots. Yeah, for the flex cycler. I think I've touched some of this before. And I've had to, yeah, you have to be like, oh, if the model is this, do not do this. So fucking stupid ass code. Like, this is just like garbage C code that they wrote like back in the day. They're just like, it's gonna work for our models, but if you make your own model, you're just gonna die, and you're not even gonna know why, unless you open the whole engine up and just like drill into the fucking. All right, so this is better. Whatever this is, it looks like it's just checking the correct way. Let's just say it's compiler compatible. More like Stack Overflow won't happen. Fucking bullshit. Die. Sorry. I'm a little upset about this code. The way they have it. But that's fine. Okay. So we will say rubber stamp, base flex. Okay. Okay. Base flex wasn't that bad. So we did 1, 2, 3. We actually did another one, but who's next? The next victim in the list. Okay. Color correction volume. Sounds boring and really cool. I just wonder, like, what is it inside the color correction volume that's multiplayer? Oh, it has to do with triggers. That's cool. Like, if you could make a color correction volume for a trigger, because I see this shit all the time in new games, like this color correction volumes. They're really useful for like showing player where to go. Yeah, it's like a map designer trick. There's also such thing as color correction.c++, so there's another thing. I don't want this rubber stamp, okay. Is this a client? Or this is a server feature, isn't it? Yeah.
What does this do? Okay, so it spawns a solid BSP crap, gets a model, sets it, what are we changing? Oh, passes filters. Okay, so we're just changing the filter code for this, like, hammer entity. And it's just a trigger with a fancy look. Have some color, and it has fade. What the hell is max weight for? Okay, it has some file name. What the hell does it do with this? Oh, it probably, like, has modifiers or something. Oh, key values, I mean, like max weight. Interesting. Be interesting to see what this is used for. But I think it just makes it like a trigger volume, like a multiple trigger. And then just, yeah, just so you see like, oh, you could go here. It'd be more interesting to make it animated though, and actually like make its own model. And I think other games do that, or its own shader or something. Or both, or just one would actually suffice. Both would be like overkill, but it would also like make it look modern. Okay, so we're done with this. Just like one copy paste. Okay, that's 4. Come on. All right. Uh, Commentary system. This is like some text system meant for putting comments into what's going on. It could be used for like a mod as a mainline thing, but I would like upgrade the commentary system. But this would be your boilerplate. Oh god, there's like at least 1,000 lines in here and multiple entities. Okay. Ooh. Damn it. Okay. Take this crap, throw it in the trash, recycle it. Say it was recycled, but it wasn't. It was garbage. Okay, we're just gonna open this, and I think it's just a one-liner, or like one thing we have to change for this to work. But what is this for? Teleport, fade out, teleport in. So he teleports in, and like G-Man says, Freeman, you're gonna die because you're an idiot. And you're just a stupid guy that works here, and we're not gonna pay your salary anymore. That's what would happen in real life. Okay, if that commentary, if it's the players, get the local player. If the max clients is not, get player by index. If it's a C-Cub mob, use this code. If it's not the C-Cub mob, get local player. Kind of stupid. Because in the regular code, it would actually just work. Yeah. I hate this. This is when it's like, the updated code would work anyway. And then what do you pick? Because like getting this in here, putting this in here, but it's the same thing because it's already in here, right? Because really what this is saying is really do this or this anyway. Because if this is not defined, it's going to do what it does in not defined. So what's the difference? Shit. Alright, let's just look at the commentary system variable here. The new one, it's not a CVAR archive. They changed this variable type, okay. This is, okay. Event side manager if event. This is smart. They actually make sure that the event is declared. Or like spawned, which it doesn't always spawn, because it could fail. Alright, so this, we'll just put comment, same. This is a CrimeWars, okay, same. Same means it would be the same either way. Fucking stupid ass case. Whatever. Okay, next, effects. We're on like 6 or something. We need to do at least 10. Because, yeah, it's just like long. Like, I'll be sitting here like, till like, I have to go to work. I want to get sleep. No. There's like more exciting things to work on, but like, you have to grind through this in order to get like a lot of the other things to kind of. Like, this is a good feature to have. Um, because of the fact that like I would want like NPCs to be like spawned by people that are playing this and their friends to join or something. Like, that's like just a multiplayer feature of like having NPCs and bots. Like, bots would be easier. But sorry, doing this manually. Let me go back to automation mode and copy paste this like I was supposed to by renaming, by not renaming and copy pasting. Because what if I misspell effects? Am I spelling that bad? Oh, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Effects. I forget what this does. I believe it is a garbage bag for trash can particle effects they made prior to using the particle system, which later they implemented. Yeah, like Germany Gibbs from DOD. No, sorry. This language, German, means that they made it illegal in Germany for libertarian political uh, Nazi violence. So basically, they had legal problems in Germany with too much violence of Half-Life 2. And they spawned, like, no blood and different giblets without going into the whole rabbit hole of why. Um, okay, let's just compare these files and just change that one line. Okay, here it is, again, if episodic. Like, why was this stupid? We're just going to fix this. The one on the left is the new one, so we have to fix, yeah. It looks like it's the one, okay. 660, okay. Again, they put if instead of if def. Okay, good. It's all straightforward. Yeah, so this does... ENV shooter is just like fires crap. And then it'll shoot off Gibbs if you spawn Gibbs. It's like a management, little like effect management system. Kind of like a sprite effect system. But with models and Gibbs and stuff. And some line traces and just blood and piss and poop, and decal and clouds and gore and steam and player. Farts. Farts not yet, but we need to add that. Alright, so this, instead of get local player, we get nearest visible player. Because the get nearest visible player, when a vector blood position is splatted, the activator player is the player. Else, this is such stupid ass code. Because it's like, it's just like, oh, what if the player died and he's not the nearest player? I don't want to figure that out right now, and how C blood was spawned, but it just tags a player on here, which is sort of an accurate way of doing it. But you see, like what I was trying to say right there was like, what if it's not this nearest player? We'll just put check C blood. If def, yeah, there's Gibbs from TF2, shell cigarette, cool. And we have a cigarette and parts of the soldier in here. Cool, okay.
Effects, CrimeWars, okay. Check where C blood comes from for player, from player, by player. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Because, like, you can pass in the player as a reference of an ID and then later just, like, keep track of it. Kind of like you do in the kill fucking system. Okay. Entity dissolve. I guess this is the seventh one. This is like when the hover ball or something is dissolved. Or something disappears or it gets deleted. It gets smoked out or something. Well, kind of literally, yeah. It fades out. It's a fader. The electrical fader, the blue glow, BMT. Alright, entity dissolve. Yeah, TK electroshock screen, dissolve stream. This is a small file, pretty much. Electrocution thing. Yeah, it's always good to think about something when you're being electrocuted. That way you're like thinking impulsively or something. Yeah. And when entities dissolve, that's like a part of physics. Well, what it does is it just makes an effect and then just puts it onto the not allocated list, but it's still probably allocated in the engine memory. That's what most engines do. They'll just like do these kind of reference deletions and just keep a static list of everything. That way they're not allocating memory back and forth for C-based entity spawning and despawning. Just kind of deallocating and allocating like other crap. It's like a big engine trick. Alright, so there's two in here. And what are they? They are entity dissolve think and entity entity dissolve create. So when it gets created, we want to get the player next to it. Tiger life state plus util get player ID 1. It just gets the player. It doesn't even matter who it is. Cleanup necessary to cause appropriate deaths cleanup. That does not sound like it's the right code. I would do check code on that. Like, why is the index 1? Like, why? Necessary to cause appropriate death cleanup. Yeah, the player may have nothing to do with it, but passing null to take damage causes bad things to happen. Exactly. Like, this is why I'm kind of going over this, because I've been through this code before. And there's just these fucking, like, what do you call them? Trenches you just walk through. It's like random dug trenches of what the fuck. Like, why the fuck do they have this? Okay, so we have to put fix player ID being referred to by index. Actually, the last one had the same problem. It's because like to check blood, yeah. It's like this problem where you have to go and rabbit hole a little bit. Like how did this happen? Where did the player come from? Who caused this? Is there more than one player? And you have to answer all these questions. You could just answer it with one player being the answer, or you could have another NPC, or you could have another like bot, or some sort of other like C-based entity, like I don't know what other thing is. There should be a science player bot NPC. There could be a vehicle or some kind of burning barrel that can cause blood or have blood on it. I don't know. Just like these really weird things you could think of where how object oriented could work with each other. You could just come up with new ones for fun, and that would actually be interesting.
Okay, so see entity list is number 8, I guess, on our list. It could be 9 already, but we'll try to just grind as much as we can until, like, I'm pretty sure it's 10. And we're not doing these, like, hard-ass files anymore, but who knows. The next one is NV HUD Hunt. That doesn't sound too hard. Alright. Did we open this already? Maybe. I don't know. After a while, you just, like, start watching videos while doing this. And make sure you have food. So you can sit there and eat and, like, get up and do exercise while you do this. It's, like, horrible for you. It's like a bunch of just, like, repeat work. Okay. It is great. Alright, so we start out, we don't see any kind of, like, new engine modification except for this. Whatever's wrong with this. Index handle. It's not an invalid base handle. Oh, this looks like a little cleaner code. So it's probably, this is the new one? No, this is the new one. The new one actually looks weirder. But, whatever. Alright, so if the filter is should find entity, return. If the filter exists and is not should find entity, continue. So it won't crash, but it'll skip over. That's what that does. I'll just trust to whatever that does, because this is the like a manager for all the global entities. Oh, or it's called an entity list. But yeah. Okay, so does this have this problem too? It's a procedural name. Look for ones we understand. Global entity list, find entity procedural. If the entity is equal to player, then why the hell is he getting only the first player? Fuck. PVS player, what the fuck does that mean? Okay, this has the same problem. Error condition, fix me error condition, fix me error condition. Get player by index 1, get player by index 1, get local player. If def ccap mug get local player, that's their answer? They're smoked out. Get local player. But what if there is no local player? Yeah. I'm gonna put in notes, fix me, get local player to what if dedicated server, which I plan to run, and some garbage. Fix what player? Kind of like okay, fix player being referenced by index. Alright, are we done with this file? No. Okay, this is just some boilerplate, new updates. It's good to know what they are though. It kind of sucks like just running through them this fast, but it's also good. Because at least you get to skim through them first. We don't know all of them. Because like you have to go through all the files then, like this. Which should be a lot of fun, like go through every source file. That'll be cool. That'll give you some game design ideas, for sure. Like, you'll be like an FPS Doom monster by then. I mean, Doom multiplayer programmer or something. Alright, so NENV HUD hit. Let's just do this last one. Then we could continue the stream later on. It might be a little more exciting next time. Maybe I'll finish all this. But basically you keep doing this until you merge it. So you would have to do... There are some long ones like Weapon RPG. But those ones are fun. Like those ones will give you game design ideas. So will HL2MP game rules. So we are on ENV HUD hint. This is a server-side entity that shows this stupid ass hint. And I need to make another text entity actually. Need to mess with text entities for missions. And just make like a little mission with like a few text entities being used.
It's like annoying. Like I started that and it's just like in the shit for no reason. It's like hanging in there. Just make like a few scenes. But that's the thing. You want like NPCs making scenes. Generic actor using that sucks. He's like the one health dies. But you can modify generic actor, add some health to him, make him invincible or something. And it's always like I like the version of World of Warcraft where like you're an asshole and you go to the enemy place after you like face these 60s. And that's the whole point. It's like hard to go there, but you could still do it as a rogue or some other class and like die a bunch of times. But once you get there, you could mess up with the other players playing. I don't know, maybe make a system where like the player that's like playing the low level zone is hosting it or something. That's a good idea actually. Because that's the whole problem with servers, but this solves some of them. Alright, so we fixed input HUD hint entity help. Get nearest player. Okay, so this went from local player to nearest player. That's kind of good. That makes sense. This makes sense. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, but fix activator player because it's getting the nearest player. But what if there's a player that's the activator? Oh, that's if it didn't get an activator player, it didn't get the nearest player. But what if you don't want the nearest player? Like there should be another flag. Add a flag. Only activator. That's fucking weird. Like how you have to think of this. Yeah. Yeah. Add flag where activator player by Steam ID or int main ID can only be the activator. Because what if another player is close and sees unneeded text? It's like a stupid little thing, but it's like kind of like what the fuck. Alright, I guess we have to put CrimeWars okay. Yeah. Whatever. Alright, so that's how we do merging. And so there's more to this. I'll continue. I want to continue the stream on this next time. Because each of these ones has its own special case scenario. And I'm just trying to solve it the most approachable, dry, boring, cut and gray way. Just so you get it to work. And then later worry about the game design, the special, the like all these like little cases that we went over right with these ones. Okay player fix ID being referenced to index. Fix me get local player to what if dedicated server and fix what player. Right? Okay, check where blood comes from player by player. Fix player being referenced by index, right? Okay, same. Like what if it's okay, same? Or what if the player next to it is not really the one you want it to be the activator pointer to the text or script or trigger? So we went into some interesting ones. Effects, we went trigger because color correction volume is like a trigger. See, base entity is very important. So is base combat character. It would be interesting to look these over again later. But that's the thing. We just fix them. We know where they are. A lot of these, like CAA behavior follow, you will see that there's a difference between int-p and int. Do not change the new int-p thing. That fixes some 64-bit stuff. So it has to be the style of what it was. You just change the MP stuff, which would be kind of cool to look over. But it's like, how much time can you have to keep doing this? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and about 22, 23. So we are like 25% done, or like 23%. No, like 22% done, which is alright, I guess. It's almost 25%. So that's how that moves. That's how this moves. Because if we have matching files 109, and we only have 22 out of those, yeah. So we got a good amount of code. Yeah, like C-base NPC, some of them will be longer than others, like NPC player companion. Those are going to be interesting to do. And HL2 MP player might be interesting, but it looks like it's worked really fast. It also gives you an idea like what you would want in your FPS to be more dynamic than the source. Like, oh, I can code this great mod thing just out of this one file. You can. It's crazy. Alright. This will continue.